welcome back. I hope that your summer is going well. And if you're in the US, I hope that you had a wonderful 4th of July. If you're in Canada, I hope you had a wonderful Canada Day. And if you're elsewhere, I hope July is off to a great start for you. Now, today I'm going to dive into the top 5 mistakes that I see women making over and over and over again when it comes to anxiety. Full transparency, I have made several of these mistakes for decades. And what happened is it kept me stuck in anxiety unnecessarily for far too long because I didn't realize that those mistakes were doing that. And I don't want that to be you either, which is why I'm sharing it with you. So often, it's not about working harder, it's about recognizing where you are working against yourself without even realizing it. My goal today is, of course, not to shame you or to call you out. It's just to help you see places where you might be unintentionally staying stuck so that you can choose differently. Let's go ahead and dive in. Mistake number one is trying to think your way out of anxiety. Now, this is really, 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 I can't emphasize enough, common. It's one of the biggest mistakes that I see. Maybe, for example, you have a racing mind, so you try to outthink it. You analyze every worry, you make a pros and cons list at 2 a.m. or various other parts of the day. Maybe you Google endlessly for answers. You replay conversations over and over, trying to get it right. But here's the truth: anxiety is not a thinking problem, it's a nervous system problem. You can't outthink a fight or flight response. Your body is the one that is sending that signal. So, what helps instead? Regulating, pausing, breathing, grounding your body, learning to feel instead of just fix. And I cannot emphasize that enough. Learning to feel instead of fix. If you try to think your way out, you are ignoring the very system that is stuck in survival mode. Let's go on to mistake number two: avoiding what feels uncomfortable. This one is also very, very, very common. You maybe feel a little anxious about going somewhere, so you don't go. You're scared of having a hard conversation, so you say nothing. You're nervous about making a big change, so you stay exactly where you are. Avoidance feels safe in the moment, but what happens is it reinforces the belief that you cannot handle it. When you pause and you reflect on this for a moment, is that what you want? To choose to reinforce the belief that you can't handle it? I don't think so. What happens is it shrinks your world. It's like telling your nervous system, you're right, that's too dangerous. What helps you instead? Gentle exposure, taking small but doable steps toward the thing that you actually want so that you can build that tolerance for discomfort instead of avoiding it completely. I'm not saying like bulldoze your fear, white knuckle through it, quite the opposite, actually. You just have to stay with it long enough to prove to yourself, I can survive this. I've got this. Mistake number three: confusing numbing with regulation. A lot of women tell me they're calming down when they're actually numbing out, binge watching TV, scrolling social media endlessly, overworking, overeating, pouring another glass of wine. And there's no shame here. We all have ways of coping, but numbing is not regulation. It doesn't actually tell your nervous system that it's safe. It distracts you from feeling. And if you're thinking, okay, well, distracting helps, it may temporarily. And I want to emphasize temporarily. It might temporarily help, but it doesn't actually address the root of the issue, which means that you will continue to struggle with anxiety. And I don't think you want that. What can you do instead? Intentional regulation, breath work, body scans, movement, safe connection with others, practice that helps your body learn safety, not just forget danger for a while, which when you're numbing, it's just forgetting danger for a while. And that's not going to get you where you want to go. Mistake number four is believing every thought you think. Anxiety can be sneaky and it tells you stories that feel like they're true. What if I can't handle this? What if something bad happens? I'm not good enough. They're judging me. I'm going to fall apart. It's all going to fall apart. Your brain wants certainty. And so, because of that, it generates these worst case scenario protective thoughts. But your thoughts are not facts, even if they have felt that way up to now. They are just outputs from a system that is fearful. So, what can you do instead? Learning to notice your thoughts without attaching to them and without believing them. Practice reframes, challenge that catastrophic thinking, and remind yourself just because I think it doesn't make it true. Your power isn't in stopping anxious thoughts, it's not believing them, it's not letting them drive the bus. All right, let's go ahead and go over mistake number five, and that's trying to heal anxiety completely alone. So many high functioning, capable women think that they should be able to fix it alone. That's what they've been doing probably with their whole lives. And that may be what you've been doing too. Maybe thinking that asking for help is weak, maybe thinking that it feels too vulnerable. So you've avoided it, which reinforces the problem. Maybe feeling afraid to be seen struggling when in reality, so many people around you are struggling. But here's the truth: anxiety is often developed in relationships, in relational context. So, for example, maybe you had to be the caretaker when you were growing up, even though you were the kid, you were parentified. Or maybe you felt responsible for keeping the peace. Or maybe you learned to hide your feelings to stay safe or to be accepted or so you didn't rock the boat. If disconnection and over functioning, some of those that I listed, were part of what shaped your anxiety, then connection has to be part of healing it. I'm going to say that again. If disconnection and over functioning were part of what shaped your anxiety, then connection has to be part of healing it. Have you allowed that to be part of your healing? Okay. So, what can you do? Find safe, supportive spaces, be witnessed in your emotion, in your thought, in your struggle without judgment, regulate with somebody else, and let yourself be guided. And that is exactly why I created Brave Academy, because you do not have to do this alone and you shouldn't. It's the community that I wish I had. If you heard yourself in any of these mistakes, think back to them, the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth one that I listed. I want you to know it doesn't mean that you're failing. It just means you're human. And it means that you've been trying to survive the best way that you know how, and you've been making some mistakes along the way that have kept you stuck. Surviving is not the same as living, and it's time to live. You deserve to heal. You deserve to feel safe. And everyone around you is going to benefit when you prioritize yourself in that way. And if you're ready to go even deeper, then I want to invite you to my free class, which is how to break free from anxiety and panic for good. In this class, what I do is walk you through my proven 4-step process that helped women break free from anxiety after trying everything, including going to therapy for a decade, over a decade, actually. Real healing isn't about pushing harder. It's about finally addressing the root of what's keeping you stuck in fight or flight. And if you're tired of those temporary fixes, or if you've been making these mistakes and you want a real path forward, this is the class for you. go ahead and go to www.brave-method.com/anxiety to register. That's www.brave-method.com/anxiety. And I will also drop the links in the show notes so you can just click on that. This class is totally free for you. So take advantage of it. If you're thinking, oh, nothing is free, you're right, because I cover the expenses for you and I want you to benefit from this class. Go ahead, register for it, and thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for you, and I will see you on the next episode.